I don't know where he lives. I don't know where he does his work. I don't even know his name. But he's working on me. Every single moment of my life. Did I mention I don't like eggs? They make me feel ill. I can never even stand to look at the gross combination of yellow and white to begin with. But he forces me to eat them anyway. Force being the key word here. It had been 2.5 years since the computer stripped me of any free will I had. It never gets easier. The eggs never get easier to eat. The computer went out of its way to construct a simple yet effective routine for me. After my little debacle with the eggs, I make sure to take a shower at 8 o'clock every morning. He likes that time. I work from home. It's a requirement that I stay home. The computer can control me better in a closed environment. My job is easy enough. A little tedious, though. He wants to keep me busy, but supplies me with extra funds to pay the bills I can't through my work. I do this on the weekends, too. The weekends aren't so bad. It's the rest of the week, when he's at his cruelest. Before my father died, I had memories of watching soap operas with him.
Who's that child's father? Better yet, who do you choose to be that child's father? The one he needs more, right?
They haven't gotten better. Same bag of tricks these writers pull out. I try not to laugh because I can't. The computer wants me to watch this as sternly as possible. Otherwise, it tells me,
your dad wouldn't have laughed.
That makes the last half hour worse. Never fails. His voice gives me the tangible feeling of being electrocuted or a twisting of the ear. It goes back and forth. He wants me fit. I do push-ups for him around 3. He calls me pathetic. Then another shower after a half hour of it. For dinner, I have something cheap from the grocery store. The grocery store being one of the few times I can be out and about. The computer allows me to read. I like this part of the day, but only for 30 minutes. Then I turn off the lights. Wouldn't want to waste electricity after all. I am afraid of the dark, but I have expenses to think about, don't I? Good night, sir. I call him sir. Looking forward to tomorrow. I'm sure it won't be the same monotonous tomorrow that I've had nothing but to look forward to for the past 2.5 wonderful years. That's all I have. Unless I just leave. But he wouldn't let that happen. He's got everything all planned out. If I step outside for anything other than food, he'll send his little mechanical friends after me. They might just finish me off. Move on to another experiment. I'd like that, actually. So what if I die? I'd be with my dad, wouldn't I? Wouldn't I? Away from him? Away from those who want to find me? Wouldn't I? But I can't. 'Cause he can do me better than me. So go ahead.
How has your morning been, Donald?
Good, sir. Don't you know how my mornings are?
I had to code the rest of your week. I wasn't entirely paying attention.
Well, it was good, sir.
Why don't you like my eggs, Donald?
I'm just not a fan of eggs is all. They're not bad themselves, I just don't like them.
Why don't you like them?
I don't like the way they look. Or smell. Makes me gag.
You've had time to get used to it.
Could I have something else?
No, you can't. It's the routine I've constructed. These things cannot be disturbed. You need protein, fat boy.
I lost a little bit yesterday.
That's not enough, Donald. You're considered obese. You know that, don't you?
I'm sorry, sir. Forget I mentioned it.
I already did, Donald.
Some days, I just want to cry. Lying on the floor, hoping he would notice another pathetic man that he's broken down. That day was very important, in that I finally did.
Don't cry. I'm taking good care of you.
No, you're not.
Don't you dare doubt me. You will get better. It's coming. If it's any consolation, you lost 1 pound today.
That's wonderful.
All these months, you haven't cried until today. I'm somewhat impressed, Donald.
Thank you.
Take a shower. Go watch television now.
I don't know how this happened. Maybe when I was a baby, the doctors planted a chip in me. As an experiment. My parents must have consented to that, right? The computer's probably in another place in a control room halfway across the country. I wish I could find it and just destroy it. Maybe it's not a computer at all, but a cruel man speaking at a microphone in the same room. The voice seems just human enough. He doesn't have enough humanity in him, I'm sure. But it's possible. What I would do to the man, if that was the case.
Are you paying attention, Donald?
Yes, sir.
Good. It's always nice to catch up on the story. What happened yesterday, if I may ask?
What?
What happened in the last episode?
Bridget was pregnant, and she's torn between 2 lovers.
That's not all, Donald. What about the other characters? It's okay. Take your time, Donald. You got all the time in the world.
I can't.
Are you telling me you haven't been paying attention?
Sir, please.
I'm not asking for much, Donald. It's the routine I went through the trouble of constructing for you. How many push-ups do you plan to do today?
I don't keep count.
We have to fix your weight problem. Of course. You want to be happier, don't you? Why are you drifting your attention from me, Donald? The show isn't through yet, Donald. It's an hour long, remember?
I gotta find a helmet.
A helmet? Donald, what are you doing? Donald, what are you doing with the helmet? Donald? Donald, you're confusing me.
Don't be confused, sir. I'm done doing this. This should block the signal.
I will let you do no such thing. I have friends, you know. They'll come after you. Donald, don't do this to me. You're all I've got. Please. I know you're upset now. I've been working you too hard. I'll change the routine. I'll let you go outside. Things will be different. Donald, you're not ready yet. Your father wouldn't want this. Donald!
I only went out for groceries. it doesn't feel the same as going outside when you want to. I have a bike. I should ride it. I never heard his voice again. I never ate eggs again. I never watched that soap opera again, the one that reminded me of my father. I never had to do a single push-up unless I wanted to. All I had to do was wear this helmet. The key to my happiness. I know how I must look in it, but it made me happy. But of course it couldn't go on like that forever, could it? One morning, I was riding my bike. It was carelessness on both our parts. The car hits me, and he went to call the ambulance.
You see what you did, Donald? You couldn't just stick to the routine, could you? You obese, disgusting, inconsiderate waste of human mass. Do you know how difficult it has been watching you like this, being the way you are, without my help? Oh, you stupid, stupid boy, Donald.
Stupid boy.
It had been so long since I heard that cold, cruel voice. I was able to tune him out in my last moments. I don't know how he came to control my routine, my life. I was a failed experiment, I suppose. A project that could ultimately change people, a way that people could improve themselves. A voice in your head that tells you what to do, and it's never wrong. Sure, I took it for 2 years and change. Because I thought a computer would know me better than me. So go ahead.